Hey y'all, Natasha Nice here, author of Rise Up and Rock, Front Woman's Journey. And I just want to do a little commentary on a couple of things in chapter 2, um, Music is Medicine. Part of this chapter is talking about how in the summer between 10th and 11th grade, when I turned 16, I was grounded for the entire summer for being caught drinking. And I lived way out in the country. And so my isolation was absolutely complete. And it really, really affected me in a lot of ways, obviously. Um, so I just want to speak to grounding your children, stealing their freedom, punishing children in general, especially hitting children. Um, I This is my humble opinion, but this is, what I got to say. Um, I really feel that we have greater influence on our children and teens um, if we just talk to them about the consequences of whatever it is that they're doing that could harm them or other people instead of punishing them. Punishing, in my opinion, doesn't really solve anything. It might make the kids scared of you, but that's not really true respect. We don't really gain respect through power and fear. That's a different thing. That's intimidation. And to have respect, it's got to be mutual. That's how respect is earned, is through mutuality. And that is certainly how I believe we have the most effect on our children, because then they're able to talk to us about their challenges, their temptations, their victories, the things that they're wanting in life, not wanting in life. If there's open communication, honest communication, and they're not feeling like they have to hide something from you because of fear of being punished, then you're going to be developing a much more mature, sustainable, honest, real, authentic relationship with your children. And that is how I believe that we have the greatest influence and impact on our kids. Not if we punish them and make them hate us. Fear and hate is not really the best route, in my opinion. So, yeah, that's what I got to say about that. And then another thing that I want to say is that in the chapter, I included a photo of myself um, when I was 16. And it's a very poignant photo. You can see that I am furious. And you can also see, I can see, that there's sadness and heartbreak underneath, just like, wow, is this really what this world is about? Like, is this what we're doing here? Um, and I got a lot of comments on the photo about my beauty. And I want to speak to beauty a little bit. Um, I believe that everything in this world has balance. That's the main law that's happening, is balance. Just like what we were talking about with the kids. Um, to talk to them. That's how we talk to them about like the consequences, things that happen due to our choices. That is the conversation. You know, um, and that happens with beauty as well. During the band time, um, of course, there was a lot of emphasis on that to an extent, being on stage, bright lights, shining, looking great and all that. But then again, behind the scenes, what a mess. So many, really all except for one wife or partner, turned on me. They couldn't handle it. And um, and you ask any band member about this. One of the biggest challenges in a band are the wives and the girlfriends. It's unfortunate. It's really sad. And it's really unattractive. Obviously, when someone is insecure and jealous and threatened of other people, there's nothing more unattractive than that. So, I just say, wow, get it together. It's not that I've never experienced, envy and that kind of thing. I have. It's a natural thing, but to then let it run you and run the situation and actually make decisions because of that. And the men making decisions because they're fearing that their girlfriend is like acting out because she's jealous and all this. It's like, wow, these women, due to their weakness, I'm going to say, and, lack of uh, really working on their challenges, are controlling the men. And this actually just happened today. I got a text from one of my favorite man friends in the world, very close friend, who said that he has to take a break long term from our friendship because his wife was upset by what I wrote in his book. Like you sign the book and you write a note, and is suspicious that we had an affair, which there could be nothing further from the truth. There was completely impeccably clean energy between us always. So this has got me really fired up right now. I am super upset about this. And I'm upset mostly that he would succumb to that. Um, another thing about beauty and balance is, just the things that people have to deal with when they're attractive. To go back to the time when I was young in junior high, the popular guys harassed and bullied the hell out of me. They wanted to be near me, they wanted to touch me, they wanted to interact with me, and they did not know how other than to humiliate me and physically, do things to me, throw my books in the garbage can with all the yellow jackets, or knock the lunch tray up into my face. And just, it was unbelievable. It was terrible. Bullying is a horrible thing. And later they told me it's because they had a crush on me, and they didn't know how to deal with it. Goes back to another reason that parents and children need to talk, because these are natural things that happen, as far as like having crushes and not really knowing how to deal with it, and, blah, blah, blah. So please, children, parents, keep that open communication. Um, as I was getting older, and well, I was this tall, 5'10" in sixth grade. So that was a whole thing too. And then in seventh and eighth grade, my body developed and I was like really voluptuous. And the popular girls were jealous of me. And so they thought that they would fix me by saying that I was a slut. But of course, that got the attention of the popular guys in the high school, years older than me. And so one by one, they would ask me out and take me out and find out that I was not a slut at all. In fact, I was pretty scared of men. They were kind of just like aliens in a way. Like I hadn't even French kiss. I didn't know anything about it. And I sure was not going to let them get in my pants. And yeah, like one guy just ditched me at the kegger he took me to because I wouldn't, you know, make out with him in the car. And then some other guy who I actually had a crush on, I really liked this guy. I had a crush on all the guys, the older guys that asked me out, but this one in particular, I'd had a crush on for a while. And I just never thought that that was going to be possible. He was like captain of the football team, the whole thing. Um, he took me out into the woods. Well, we went for a walk. Want to go for a walk? Yeah, let's go for a walk. That sounds romantic. And let's lay down and relax. Okay. And as soon as the pants wouldn't come off, he got up and walked away. And I thought he was just walking it off. But he never came back. You know, it's like, again, parents, talk to your kids. My God. Whew. So, all this just to say, there's balance in everything. And yeah, there's just balance in everything. Thanks for listening.